friends, welcome to Bella Stitchery. So today is Tutorial Tuesday and I wanted to do a different kind of card. Some cards are very simple. My niece turns 3, I throw a bunch of flowers and some ponies on a card. She loves it, everything's glittery and purple. But some cards are a little bit more challenging, and I hate to use the term masculine cards. It is 2019, but I don't really have a better term for it. You can call it steampunk, grungy. Also, you know what I'm saying. So I wanted to do a card that didn't necessarily have a bunch of flowers and rhinestones and glitter, but was still cool and different, and you still get to use embellishments and different craft supplies. We can do it all. So follow me, I'll show you how I made this fun steampunk Metal Gear card. Metal Gear? Oh my gosh, I'm gonna get some people logging into this video thinking it's about video games. They'll be very disappointed, but they might learn something. So this is a really fun set I just got. This is from Tim Holtz, of course, and I think it's called Gearhead. It's really cool. It has this fun corner piece here. See, like this? And then lots of little, oh, so fun. I can already tell these will get lost. By the time my kids wake up, they're gonna find these and I will be finding them in the couch for a year. So what I did for this card is I cut down a piece of cardstock. This was 8.5 by 11. I cut it right down the middle, so it's 4.25 by 11, and folded it over. And then I just die cut some silver cardstock. This is kind of fun. I don't know if you've seen this, also by Tim Holtz. He has this metallic 8 by 8 pack. It's like silvers and gold, and it is super silver and gold. Like, no joke. Reflective. Don't point this out a window at a driver. Serious stuff. Okay, and then I also die cut a little insert for the inside since it's a dark card. And a smaller, I don't know measurements, I just cropped them in. It goes in a little bit, goes in a little bit more. So I cropped like so that I'll have it lined in silver. See what I'm saying? So I'm not gonna put that all together now because I'm gonna be doing some painting on this and I don't want that to get on my silver. So what I'm gonna do first is die cut some of these fun pieces with some black cardstock. I have my handy Sizzix, the highly reflective precision chrome base plate. I have a tutorial over here, check it out on this if you wanna see how cool it is. And what I'm gonna do is just line up some black cardstock and just die cut as much as I can on one sheet. And those are the pieces we're gonna use. So do some smaller ones. There are so many pieces. I think it's a 22 dies in here. Get out of here. So I have a link to this in my description. Also, if you're on my Bella Stitchery Facebook page, thank you. If you're not, come on over. Because I do post there throughout the day on all kinds of things. But when I find things like this on sale, I also post links. And this was like 48% off this week. Hello? How could you not, right? Okay, so look at that. To the max. I'm going to slide this through my Sizzix and I will be right back. Okay, I'm back. Now, let me get my brush here so I can get all of these little pieces out. This is a cool little Sizzix tool. I mean, really cool. It helps you get all these little pieces out of your die cuts and also out of these. Super handy. You know, it's like the 2019 version of the straight pin. I still use mine, but you know, this is nice. Quick, look how quick that works. Okay, I'm gonna take all my little dies out here. Like so. It really does give you a huge variety. I mean, even though you see the picture online when you order it, to get it and feel this like rumble of stuff all come out of the bag, that like, I don't think I've ever bought a die cut set that had this many pieces in it. It's very exciting. Okay, so let's free this little guy there. Okay. So Now comes the fun collage-y part that is unique to you, because there's really not a wrong way to do this. That's what's fun about kind of collage artwork, is it looks nice no matter how you do it, really, which I'm all about. I don't like structure so much. Okay, so I'm going to finish brushing these out. Man, they're so tiny. Okay, here's one more. There we go. I'm just gonna scoot all this over like so. Okay, so here's my piece. Let me just make sure this is the right one. Okay, now what I did is I took a tape runner, like so, seemed to work the best for these little tiny pieces, and I just put it on the back of my die cuts. And I found I didn't need to worry too much about adhesive because I'm also going to be painting. So that will kind of help keep everything down as well. I'm just gonna line this up here at the top. You could already see some cool dimension. Look at that. So cool, right? And then you're just gonna place your other pieces wherever you want on the card. I like doing some overlapping, so some are higher than others. I think that looks pretty cool, especially with this metal technique we're gonna do. And you just kind of, wherever you wanna put them. I'll put one right there. And if you wanted even more dimension, what you could do is die cut these a couple times and just layer them on top of themselves. So you have a thicker cog gear kind of thing too. So you can make this as thick as you want, really. Okay, put some like that. Let's get some little ones too. These tape runners are handy, huh? Okay, so here's that. Let's do some more, maybe right over here. Let's do another one over here. As you can see, it's actually a relatively quick project. And I'll do one right there. And let's do one more. How about right here? Okay, so once you have your collage and you're happy with that, what I did was added some heavy gesso in black. And if you haven't used gesso, it's really interesting. It's kind of like acrylic paint and plaster had a baby. You could use it for stenciling. I use white and the black for stencil paint sometimes. You can also use it to essentially coat any kind of material, and now it will be paintable. So if you have white gesso, you could go over keys or buttons or resin, cloth, let it dry, and then you could paint it or patina. I actually have another video up there about patina and copper painting, and that also started with a gesso coat. So it's kind of a cool product. It might be one of those that, even though you've never heard of it, once you use it, you're like, oh, wow, I get it now. That's how I felt. So I just took a silicone brush here, and I'm just gonna paint over the entire piece, like so. And because it is cardstock, it will dry relatively quickly. I would say 10 minutes. Now, again, if you're painting something like resin or buttons, it may not dry as much. I usually try to wait a few hours, but the waiting is so hard, isn't it? That's why I don't paint very much. It may seem like it based on my YouTube, but I actually don't, because I don't have patience for dry time. Just like I don't have the patience to put on gloves for this painting project. Yes, I'll pay for that later. But here we are. So you're just gonna go over it. It's nice and glossy. And it's going to make the next step with our silver accent just pop. You can also do it on bare cardstock, but it really isn't the same without that gesso layer, I'm telling you. So I'm gonna let that dry and then we'll check back in on it, okay? See you soon. I'm gonna wash off my brush. Okay, I'm back with my dried gesso collage. I don't know if you could see that. I'm trying to angle it so you can kind of see the dimension here. What I'm gonna do next is my stamping. And this makes me the most nervous because I'm a terrible stamper. So I used Versamark clear ink, essentially, and a silver embossing powder for my sentiment. Now, the pack I bought came with this kind of anti-static tool that you brush on before you stamp, but I found it kind of left a little bit of a white residue over my gesso, so I'm not going to use it on this one. We're just going to risk it. So I'm going to stamp my It's Your Special Day stamp here. I'm going to try to make sure it is even. Again, this is slightly terrifying for me. Okay, and embossing powder. And I'm not sure what brand this stamp is. I've had it for a long time. I'm trying to get better about remembering brands and names of things since I'm doing videos now, but who could say? Okay, so I put my, oh look, it actually turned out pretty good. Okay, the day is safe. Everyone take a breath. Give yourself a round of applause. That worked out well. Okay, I'm gonna put my embossing powder there. And then I'm going to get my heat embossing tool started. Now, if you haven't checked out my current giveaway, assuming it's still current when you watch this, I am having a giveaway for at 500 subscribers, a huge stamping kit with embossing tools. So check that out as well and be sure to enter. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna let that heat up for a minute. I'm gonna emboss the front and back of the card so it doesn't warp too terribly. And voila, the most stressful part for me is done. Hee-haw. Okay, now I can move my stamping supplies out of the way. Now I can go ahead and build the card before I do the final metal coat. So I'm gonna use some art glitter glue here to adhere. Whoa! Oh my gosh, that went crazy. Wow, okay. Adhere that to the silver lining here. Try to line it up. I do like this glue because it's a little bit forgiving. It will let you kind of squish your papers around a little bit if it's not lined up correctly, which happens to me a lot. And then a tip that I've given before in some other videos is if you like dimension on your cards like I do, but you don't want to spend $15 worth of pop dots, what you can do is reuse your packing material from your orders. You all order online, let's be real. So I keep packing material here that I can just cut down when I need it and just glue the whole thing to the back. Recycling, saving the planet, and saving money. So I'm gonna add some glue here, and it really works quite well. I'm gonna add some glue here. I'm gonna put that on my card. Make sure that lines up there. Voila! Perfect, beautiful. You got a nice little pop-up that'll still fit in an envelope. And now, for the only part of this card making process that I do encourage you to wear gloves, this is an awesome product. If you have not used these before, these metallic waxes from Prima Marketing, they have 1,000 million trillion colors, and I'm slowly building my metallic wax stash. Wax stash, what? Man, the terms I'm using today. Okay, for this, I'm going to use old silver. There's rose gold, there's greens. I'm telling you, once you get one, you're gonna have the bug. You're gonna want more. So for this, I just go right into the wax. That's why I say gloves are great, because otherwise you will look like the Tin Man for like a week. Okay, and then what you're going to do is lightly go over, I'll hold this up, your pieces here on the card, and look at how cool is that? Oh my gosh. Okay, like this is the best part of the whole card making, I hate to say, but it's true. It's really kind of magical and it looks amazing. I'm amazed every time, and I use this wax all the time. Okay, so you're just gonna go over lightly there. You could always go over parts of it again, but you can't really take it back. So I would say just light layers at first, add as you want. But these, I mean, it just looks amazing. Oh, it's so cool. It's probably the only thing cooler than watching something emboss, because that's also cool. Okay, so once you're done, are you happy with it? That's it, you're done. Now the other thing you can do if you want to go a little fancy and do some more embellishing, because you know, crafters, you can add things like pearls. For this, I just added some of these, I think they're Queen and Company, little, they're almost a brown, bronzy pearl. And I added those in just a couple of spots here and there. You could do that. You could also use metal pieces, actual cogs, you know, other little Tim Holtz trinkets. Let me see, I think I have some laying around here. Or clocks. You could add other layers if you wanted it to look even fancier. However you want to do it. Wings. I kind of just liked it with the pearls. Even just by itself is kind of cool, but I know sometimes it's just fun to use stuff. We all like using things and just gluing more stuff. It's fun. So that's really it. Now, I would love to hear from you. First, please subscribe to my channel and ring the bell, because I'd like you to be part of my crafting community and craft with me on a regular basis. And secondly, leave me a comment, because I would like to know your favorite Sizzix die. I'm slowly building my collection over the years. There are a few pieces that are like my go-to. Like I love frames, especially like the fancy ovals and things like that. And I love sentiments that I know I could use for a lot of different occasions. But what is your favorite go-to die? Because I might need to add it to my collection. I hope you enjoyed this video today on this fine Tuesday. And let me know your thoughts and what you think about these fun products. I will put links to all of them in my description so you can check those out, try it out, and let's go make some stuff. Bye.